Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest, there lived a little rabbit named Remy. He was small, with soft brown fur and big, curious eyes. But what made him truly special wasn't his size, or his speed, it was his heart. Remy was always kind, always ready to listen, and always willing to help. One autumn morning, the animals of the forest were preparing for the cold winter. Squirrels were gathering nuts, birds were flying south, and the bears were eating as much as they could before hibernating. As Remy hopped through the forest, he heard a loud argument near the big oak tree. It was between Benny the badger and Felix the fox. "This land belongs to my family. We've lived here for generations," Benny growled. "No, my great-grandfather said foxes have always used this path to hunt." "It's ours," Felix snapped. The other animals gathered around, whispering and shaking their heads. Benny and Felix had been arguing for days, each certain that they were right. Remy stepped forward. "Why don't we listen to each other?" he suggested. Felix rolled his eyes. "What's there to listen to?" "I know I'm right," Benny huffed. "And I know I'm right too." Remy thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "What if, instead of trying to prove who's right, we try to understand each other?" The badger and the fox frowned. Remy continued. "Felix, why is this land important to you?" Felix's tail twitched. "It's where my family hunts. If we can't use this land, we'll go hungry." Remy turned to Benny. "Benny, why is this land so important to you?" Benny said, "My family has always used this land to collect berries and roots. We rely on it for food." Remy nodded thoughtfully. "I see. So both your families need this land to survive." Benny and Felix looked at each other, their anger softening slightly. Remy proposed a solution. "What if we divide the land? Foxes can hunt in the eastern part, and badgers can use the western part for gathering food. Both sides can still access the central area for water." Benny and Felix considered this. It was a fair compromise. They agreed. The forest rejoiced. The animals learned that day that understanding and compromise were more powerful than anger and stubbornness. Remy, the wise little rabbit, had shown them the true meaning of peace and cooperation. His kindness and willingness to listen had saved the day, proving that even the smallest creature can make the biggest difference.